Samyatadyogatim
Samsyam Pratyapadyata
Samshayam Pratyapadyata
Samshayam Pratyapadata
Samshayam Pratyapadyata.
Can you recite?
Bhartu purastadatmanam
Sri Sahasravritam Tada Nishamya Tadyogatim Samshayam Pratyapadyata Bhartu Purastadatmanam Sri Sahasravritam Tada Nishamya Tadyogatim Samshayam Pratyapadyata Bhartu Purastadatmanam Sri Sahasravritam Tada Nishamya Tadyogatim Samshayam Pratyapadyata Bhartu Purastadatmanam Sri Sahasravritam Tada Nishamya Tadyogatim Samshayam Pratyapadyata. Word for translation. Bhartuhu of her husband. Purastat in the presence of Atmanam herself. Sri Sahasra by 1,000 maids. Sitam surrounded. Tada then. Nisamya seeing. Tat his. Yoga Gatim yogic power. Samshayam Pratyapadyate. She was amazed. Translation and purport by Israel A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada Ki. She was amazed to find herself surrounded by 1,000 maids in the presence of her husband and to witness his yogic power. I repeat the translation. She was amazed to find herself surrounded by 1,000 maids in the presence of her husband and to witness his yogic power. Purport. Devhuti saw everything miraculously done. Yet, when brought before her husband, she could understand that it was all due to his yogic mystic power. She understood that nothing was impossible for a yogi like Gautama. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamaram Sri Guru and Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghutam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Keshavan Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kapasindhubhyevacha Aditana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasudeva Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam gangam langayate girim yat krupatamaham vande Sri Guron Vyataranam Paramanandamadam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Krishna. I seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can speak something substantial. So here in this section of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, here that the incidents that are following, like, Kardamuni was married to Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, and then he was engaged, he was Kardamuni by before marrying Devahuti. Also, he personally got the darshan of Lord Vishnu, and Lord himself said that, okay, Devahuti, Swayambhuma is going to come with his daughter, and you'll get married to his daughter. So at that point of time, when Lord gave darshan to Kardamuni, he literally cried, seeing Kardamuni in ecstatic love. So why? Because if anybody, it is said that as soon as Lord appears, only benediction a sensible devotee, or somebody with common sense, or somebody with proper understanding of this material world will desire is, I don't want to stay here, I want to go back to Godhead. But when Kardamuni asked, I want to get married, so it's like, just bind me to something else. Like you are in a jail, like, you are already, so you are asking to extend my stay here, like that. So means Lord doesn't anything he reciprocates to the devotees whatever they desire. So even in the pastime of I don't recall their names, the Dhruva and the Dhara. They ask for, I want a son like you. Then Lord himself appears in the three times. There is nobody like me, so I myself will appear in as your child. So in the same way, when Kardamuni asked this benediction from the Lord, previously Brahmaji created Narada Muni and all the four Kumaras who had fair idea of this material existence, and they immediately opted for going in the renounced order, and we don't want to waste our time in this material world. We want to go back to Godhead. So we wanted to stay as a brahmachari. And Kardamuni also has equal knowledge as them, but he performed thousands of years of austerities. But when the Lord appeared, he expressed his desire that I wanted to get married and please bless me with a suitable wife. So when Lord heard that, he became ecstatic because of two reasons. Means he was so much dedicated to the instructions of Brahmaji. Because Brahmaji gave him instructions to help him in populating this material world. So, and he became so ecstatic. Why? Because, see, it is said that Lord, Dharma is something which is given by Lord himself. Dharma to Sakshat Bhagwad Pranitam. Means how we have to live in this material world is actually given, directions are given by the Lord himself, and he acts through his representatives. So there are four varnas and four ashramas. Four varnas: brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. Under all these, during brahmachari ashram, a disciple has to be under the guidance of a spiritual master, who is the representative of their disciple should look upon spiritual master as the representative of Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, and he should serve the spiritual master with utmost humility. He should keep he should not keep any reservations or anything like that. So, and that's why Narada Muni says in 7th canto, when he is explaining about the Prahlad Maharaj glories, he says what should be the qualities of Brahmachari. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasantanto Guru Orhitam Acharan Dasavan Nicho Guru Sukhuda Sauhruda means Brahmachari Gurukula means somebody who is in Gurukula as a Brahmachari. He should engage Acharan Dasavan Nicho means sorry. He should like a slave, the way the slave serves the master. The Brahmachari should serve the spiritual master in that spirit. Means when spiritual master says something, it should be followed without any deviation. And Brahmachari should have Vasantante Guru, means he should actually be the complete well-wisher of the spiritual master. He should not go for any kind of ego kind of things, or like any he's also like some like especially here like when we come across Shiksha Guru, you think he's also disciple of my Guru and I'm also his disciple, so we are on the equal level. So that is actually by developing such attitude, we are not that Shiksha Guru or Shiksha Guru is not going to be at loss. If we are not doing that service, he will get it accomplished by some other devotee. But the person who is thinking like that will be at loss, because he is losing the grace when he thinks that Shiksha Guru is an ordinary person. Then he will lose the grace. He will be at loss. Means Lord will start reciprocating from his Guru to that person. Means like, see, if you have like I should not say the material facilities, like if you are, the ways of accessing the Supreme Personality of Godhead are different ways, through Shiksha Guru, through Diksha Guru, through husband, through different ways. So Lord reciprocates according to our mood and our attitude. So here, like a brahmachari should start. Then as after brahmachari ashram, he actually graduates and he becomes a grihastha. When he becomes a grihastha, even in grihastha ashram, he should be supporting the 3 other ashramas. He should be supporting brahmacharis who are under the guidance, who are under the protection of the Guru, and sannyasis and vanaprasthas. So for that, through his wealth, through his power, through his even the service, he will support them. So, and if we take even Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, Brahmanas are the this guiding class, and rest of all will follow the Kshatriyas will take guidance from Brahmanas and treat them as gurus, and Vaishyas, Vaishyas will assist both Kshatriyas and Brahmanas and all other community members through productivity and through merchandise, anything. And Sudras will assist everybody, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So that way, it is properly designed, that Varnashram system is properly designed. Even like someone says the Varnashram system is totally collapsed. It can never be collapsed, because these are created by the God himself, just like the nature. Like dharma means, what is dharma means? Dharma, another meaning of dharma is like nature. Like what is the dharma of a soul? To serve. What is the dharma of water? To be liquid. Dharma of fire, to give heat, to give light. So in the same way, dharma is never gone. As long as this material world exists, dharma is always there. So this Varnashram system might have changed, a little bit deviated, little bit, but it always exists. But the way we take them seriously, if we take them seriously, then you will receive the grace. If not, then you will actually, of course, yes, you can advance spiritually by different means, by chanting holy name, by visiting holy places, by taking sadhu sangha and all those things. But still, this process of accessing to the grace of Lord will be lost when we don't actually follow it. So now, what should be the mood? What should be like, it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam in the first verse. Srimad Bhagavatam is against Kaitava Dharma in the first verse. Dharma Pojita Kaitavatra Dharma. So means, what is Kaitava Dharma? Kaitava Dharma means cheating religion. Cheating means it actually, see, like our work in this material world should lead us to dharma. Means like we work in the family, we work outside, we work in some anywhere. Our work should lead us to dharma, and our dharma should lead us to renunciation. Means like after brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, and finally sannyas. So our dharma should lead us to renunciation, and our renunciation should lead us to devotion. So that is the process. So, and for that, like we should have this proper attitude. So here in Srimad Bhagavatam, various pastimes of like here Devahuti serving her husband and getting blessings from her husband, all those things are described. So in many places, how wife serve her husband, like even in the 11th canto, all the queens of Krishna will come to Draupadi Maharani and ask her how to please the husband. So, and one may say, okay, this is like these topics of Srimad Bhagavatam are narrated by a brahmachari. Is a renunciate, who is Sukadeva Goswami. When Sukadeva Goswami himself, why he has to take all these between wife and husband, all those things? Instead, I could have only spoken about guru and disciples. No, it's not like that. Because we should take like we should not like somebody who actually avoids these pastimes, avoids this thinking that no, Devahuti is a lady, I cannot talk about ladies like that. Those are all thinking on the bodily platform. Never, Srimad Bhagavatam is never should be taken on the bodily platform, because every aspect of Srimad Bhagavatam is closely relevant to us. Because so we should see how we can, like we should see the pastime, and we should actually correlate to our circumstances. For example, if I'm a brahmachari, when I'm reading about Devahuti serving Kardamuni, from that I should say, I should be able to understand that how a disciple should serve his guru. It's like spiritual authority and a disciple, like that. So here, and how disciple should serve the spiritual master, the qualities are, first of all, they should serve the spiritual master with intimacy. Intimacy means like there is, you should understand the mind, like mood and the situation, and also we should have like of course, yes, spiritual master is representative of God himself. We should have respect to him, but at the same time we should have intimacy. Intimacy in the sense like something is required, you should not hesitate to do that. Okay, and intimacy and purity of the mind. We should have no negative intentions. Oh, why, how long I should serve this? I should be servant. I don't know. Like that, we should never think that. We should be very, very grateful, and we should feel ourselves very fortunate to be in that position of a servant to the spiritual master. And the purity of mind. We should maintain the purity of mind. No negative thoughts. Should not come under our ego or negative, like kama, krodha, all those things. So purity of mind, we should maintain the purity when we are under the when we are serving the spiritual, when we are engaged in the service of spiritual master. And respect, like okay, spiritual master sometimes even senior devotees, they give a little bit of they become out of their compassion, they become very friendly. They will joke with us. They will so one should not take that as one should not develop familiarity and start behaving as if they are on equal level to us. We should always maintain that respect, that yes, he is a senior devotee, he is a spiritual master, he is a guru, he is a Shiksha guru. So we should actually maintain that respect. And then control of senses. So sometimes we may artificially, no, like not artificially, genuinely we may develop that mood of, like all these qualities of intimacy and respect and all those things. But unless we don't have control of senses, we cannot maintain that state for long. As soon as we get deviated by some sense gratificatory activity, immediately we consider that spiritual authority or somebody who is giving us service as our enemy. Means, oh, why this person always calls for me? Why he always engages me only like that? That attitude will develop in us, and that is the worst case, that we lose the grace of the Lord. And proper service, that service and love. Love means with good intentions and with sweet words. Means when we serve somebody, not only spiritual master, even wife serving the husband, even like we serving some Vaishnavas or somebody, we should always maintain, like, we should always have good intentions. We may see some limitations in them, but we should always have good intentions towards them. Okay, like when we see Maharaj class, entire class session was focused on this one principle. Trunadapi Sunishina, Tarudapi Saishna, means more humbler than blade of grass. So, like when we come across one Vaishnava who has some bad qualities, we should always think, like, this person is much more more advanced than a blade of grass. We should be humbler than blade of grass, not a blade of grass, humbler than a straw in the street. Means there should be no scope of fault finding or thinking somebody, oh, he's less qualified, he's more qualified, like that. We should within our heart, we should always have this intention that everybody is more advanced than us, and everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. And by having that attitude only, we can develop proper service, render proper service. So, and always sweet words, like never speak harshly, never speak. Never speak. The worst thing is to speak in a manner to hurt someone. So these are the qualities, like how a disciple serves the spiritual master. So if you see this pastime, like here in the later sections, like Mother Devhuti, like she wanted to become a mother, and she was expecting that one day or other Kardamuni will award, because when Swayambhu Manu actually gave his daughter to Kardamuni, then he said that he promised that she will have a daughter, something like that. And then she remembered that, and she was faithfully serving her husband, and she never made any complaints. She was a queen, she was a princess, and she became like in a cottage without even proper residence. And Kardamuni was totally indifferent to the bodily necessities, and he was just engaged in the performing austerities, just engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. And Devhuti was humbly serving her, day after day, many years passed like that. And one day Kardamuni sees her, because when the devotees are like somebody who is engaged in something in devotional service, they get lost in the devotional ecstasy. So one day he realizes that, okay, this Devhuti, she has been serving me for so long. Then he tries to reciprocate with her. So then when he asked for her, okay, what do you want? I wanted to please you. You have been serving me so nicely. So I wanted to give you, I wanted to please you. What do you want? Then she asked, can you please fulfill whatever you have promised to my father? Means give me children, give me children. So that was a wife expected from the husband. So now Kardamuni was engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we see, we might see sometimes, all the power and all the yogic power, all the wealth and everything is coming from the Supreme Personality of God himself. So when Kardamuni thought of reciprocating to her, he understood because even our gurus, they can read our mind just like that. What to speak of Kardamuni? Kardamuni understood our all intentions, and he created the aerial mansion. And as soon as she saw the aerial mansion, she was a little bit, kind of discouraged, because her body was weak, dirty, and very fragile, so not so good. And what it's odd combination, like something very high esteemed one given to somebody who is not good looking. So she felt like she was not qualified to enter into that palace. So, and understanding her intention, he said, okay, go and take bath in the Bindu Sarovar. So she goes and takes bath in the, goes into the lake, and then she found a lot of thousands of maid servants there, and they treats her body and gives her nice nourishing juices, so that she'll regain her beauty and everything. So after this incident, she became more beautiful than she previously was. Because before, once she was a princess, once she was on the top of the building, one Gandharva saw her from the aeroplane, and by looking at her beauty, he got what do you call dizziness, and he fell down from the aeroplane. So she was so beautiful before that. Now she became more beautiful than she previously was. So, and then he say here it is said that she was amazed to find she was amazed by the yogic power of her husband. So even if you see that when the aerial mansion was created, even Kardamuni get bewildered. I created such a beautiful building, aerial mansion, because that entire potency, that entire ability to create something was coming from directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So if you see here, if you want to achieve anything material, when we receive it through the blessings of the Vaishnavas, through the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then that material opulence will not entangle us. Instead, it will help us in liberating, help us liberate, just like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj got the entire the rule of entire planet and also Dhrulok also, but still he was not entangled. Why? Because he got it through the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Sudama also, he got the opulence of Lord Indra himself. So then, but they were not entangled. They engaged properly everything in the service of the Supreme Lord. So here, even Devahuti, she is going to get children, but she will not get entangled by that, because see, getting married and getting children is actually very, somebody may say you can engage everything in the Supreme service of the Lord, but it's not so easy, because unconsciously we develop attachments, we develop, we act on the platform, we go, yes, this is my family, this is my children, others are not, so I have to give first priority to them only. Means knowingly, unknowingly, we go onto the bodily platform, we go into that attachment. So, but still, Devahuti, even after having children, she attains the stage of perfection, because all the material opulences were received by the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So that way, if you want to receive, if you want to receive anything material benediction, it is better, sometimes some persons, they actually approach different demigods. Like if you want to nice children, you go to a nice wife or husband, you go to Lord Shiva. And if you want power, worship Durga, like that. But you don't have to do all those things. You just worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You get everything from the blessings of the Supreme Lord. Then you will also, you can use that, you can have that material facility. At the same time, you will not be entangled. So that is one more lesson that we can learn from there. So if you see this past time, one may think, oh, this happened in Satya Yuga, that long back, who is going to be there, to serve like a husband like that, So we came across one devotee, his name is Ramesh Chandra Goswami in Vrindavan. He narrated this incident. Okay, so there is one devotee, his name is Vachas Misra. So he was in Gurukul and he was very scholarly and is very devoted, and he was writing a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. So at that point of time, he got a marriage proposal, and with the blessings of his guru, he got married to that Mataji. And he continues to he continues his service, like writing daily. He got married, and the next day itself he starts. He continues with the service of writing commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and that wife, that Mataji whom she married, she actually gets engaged in serving the Vachas Misra. So this continues for many years, because Srimad Bhagavatam he takes every verse and he might elaborate commentary on that verse, and he in that manner he becomes old. Means old means many years passed away, and then one time he was writing, and wind came, and actually the lamp which was kept to assist him, it fell down. So that Mataji comes and starts setting up the lamp again, and this Vachas Misra asks, "Who are you? Why are you doing this service to me like that?" Means he totally forgot that he got married, he has a wife, and like that. He totally lost himself in the service. She was staying in the background and cooking for him, cleaning for the entire thing. So he never even noticed her service. He didn't even see her until this many years, until he becomes old. So then he says, "I'm your wife, and we got married," like that. She actually narrates him all the incidents during her marriage and everything. Then he recalls, "Oh, I got married also," like that. So then he becomes very bad. No, I actually neglected her. No, I didn't do my duty as a husband, to take care of wife. So it's not like a service. Then the disciple has to serve the spiritual master authority. Authority will also have responsibilities to their disciples or followers or no. So they should also have performed their responsibilities. So he was thinking that I neglected her, and what does he do? He finishes that Bhagavatam that day. The commentary of Bhagavatam is completed that day by Krishna's mercy. This incident happened that day only, on the day of each finishing Bhagavatam, and he dedicates that entire commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam to her, and he names her. He names his commentary as Bhamati Bhashyam. That is the commentary of Srimad Bhagavatam, which that Vachas Misra wrote on, and then dedicated to her. And we don't know much about them. We only know about this instance. So means just by pleasing our authority, and just by even if you see many instances, for example, in the first canto, we came across how Dhritarashtra get liberated. It is said that Dhritarashtra performed Ashtanga Yoga after renouncing or after quitting the home. But Gandhari was just with him and assisting him. And she got the same state. She got Dhritarashtra attains the impersonal liberation. She also gets some impersonal liberation without she performing the Ashtanga Yoga. Why? Just because of assisting him. So in the same way, like a spiritual master, it is said that our connection to Krishna is through spiritual master, and the spiritual master will not leave this material world until he actually liberates all his disciples. He takes back all his disciples back to Godhead. So that is means that is eternal relationship. It is said that even when we go back to Godhead, we will be assisting our spiritual master in the service of Radha and Krishna. So this is eternal relationship, and somebody like even in the family life also, like even like the day of initiation, some devotee parents are there. Immediately Maharaj is calling the devotees onto the stage and asking their children to take their blessings first. Means it means say that if the parents are devotee, if a husband is devotee, or even non-devotee also, just by following your dharma properly, you will please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like the children has to have this respectable, the devotee might be very advanced, and but their children develop so much familiarity, they don't care that their father and their mother is so advanced devotees. So, like just by like even I saw even before getting Brahmin initiation, our Priyamada Mataji, before going to Maharaj's room, she went and took blessings, and she touched the feet of Jagadishwar Prabhu and took blessings from her. I was very pleased. She is that kind of culture is not easy, because you are sacrificing your personal ego. Like now, everybody will think I'm equal to you. I'm also earning. I'm doing as much as service to you. How am I lower than you? It's not low concept of lower or higher. It is the concept of loving reciprocation. So that pleases Krishna. Even even if husband is non-devotee, we came to know about the through the pastime of Tulsi Maharani. Her husband was Asura, Jalandhar. He was a Asura, but still she was chaste to her, and which pleases Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu has to come personally to deviate her from her devotion to her husband, so that Jalandhar can be killed. So, but still, what does Krishna give? Krishna gave the position that every offering, every puja, you will be there until I will not accept any offering until you are present. That is the position he gave to Tulsi Maharani. So what is the meaning of Tulasi? Tulasi means who cannot, Tulasi means there is nobody equal to. Tula means balance. Asi means not equal. Means nothing is equal to Tulsi Maharani in purity. So that position Krishna gave to her. We cannot offer anything to Krishna without Tulsi Maharani, without Tulsi leaves or Tulsi seeds or Tulsi stem. At least you have to touch Tulsi seeds too, unless then only our offering will be complete. So that position Tulsi Maharani achieved just by serving her husband. Even he is a Asura. So by having proper service attitude to our spiritual authority, our Shiksha Gurus, through our parents, to husbands, and to proper spiritual authority, we can attain the ultimate perfection, even if they are not perfect. Everybody has limitations. Even sometimes Guru has some limitations, husbands has limitations, mothers, fathers has limitations. So by following this process, by this culture, this dharma, everybody has dharma, Sri dharma, all those things, they can attain perfection. It doesn't mean that we allow them to get exploited. Right now in Iran there is a lot of protests going on because somebody tried to control a woman who is not his husband. See some Matais are women is controlled by husband and father, but somebody a moral police trying to teach the spiritual values to a women, she automatically he doesn't have any right to write on a woman. That's why it is said that women should be taught the spiritual cultures through, because women are intimately have this emotional sensitiveness, emotional strength. they have to be taught these spiritual cultures through the husband and father, more than a guru. For them, guru, the instructions of Krishna comes through them only. So that is what like I can say. If you have any questions or anything, if I'm sorry if I spoke anything wrong, please let me know if you have any comments or anything to say, or if you have anything to discuss. Anybody have any info? Hare Krishna online. Anybody have any questions or any comments?
I just thank you so much. It was amazing. I really like the point you mentioned that the work leads to dharma, and dharma leads to renunciation.
Renunciation to bhakti.
Very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for a wonderful, elaborate class. I personally like the points which you talked about, the principle which is of service, and how you beautifully connected different dharma, especially for a wife, especially for a husband, and then connecting that to the spiritual master, that Yasya Prasadat Bhagwad Prasadu, when we please the spiritual master, ultimately Lord is pleased. When you gave an example about Kardama Muni, how he is trying to follow the instruction of Brahmaji, that he wants to do a procreation, how his wife is so subservient in spite of not having that desire immediately fulfilled, but how she is being chaste to her husband. Very wonderful class, Prabhuji. Really grateful to you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Okay, if you don't, yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you for the invitation. Like mentioned towards the end, that different people, the people we associate with, they may have different kinds of limitations for us. So when one sees the faults in different people, how should one proceed with that? Like, for instance, do you only see the good in them and not see the fault? And if yes, then what is the kind of interaction that we should have with them for our own spiritual development and for their spiritual development?
Yeah, very nice question, Prabhuji. So, like it is said, like I'm sorry if I'm using wrong terms. Like it is said that a wife should get married to the ego of the husband. Even like a disabled should satisfy the ego of the spiritual master. Means like it doesn't mean that false ego, which can be its ego means what is their nature. Every person has different nature. When it comes to ego is different for different people. Even if you are the same family, even if you are brothers who are brought up together, but still ego means mentality or personality, right? So one should get married to the ego of the spiritual authority. Means like is going to say at this point. What does that means? Means like you are not getting married to that person only, but you are getting married to the ego of your spiritual authority. Means what he likes, what he dislikes, and we should act accordingly. When we see limitations, okay, there are limitations in everybody. We should think that like it's like a shadow on the moon. When moon is giving all full brightness, shining, there are some dark spots on the moon also. We should think like that. Like that's why I mentioned that point that when we find faults in that person, then we should think that okay, that might be his fault. He is concerned. It is between him and Krishna. Krishna might purify that through that fault on his own account. It's none of my business. My business is to give all respect to him or her and then serve them properly. So that should serve the purpose. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll end it here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, and the 40 Vaishnava ki jai.
Acharya Prabhuji ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanapram.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So,
Can you correct? If you want to get realization, we should bank balance should be the temple rate. So we get 25.
that is up to you to decide. I don't have qualifications.
Very good.